Taking to the social media app TikTok to share exciting ghost stories and urban legends of Alabama. Joining us live over Zoom is Joshua Darren with more on what got him started on this journey. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Joshua, what made you choose to cover ghost stories and urban legends, and how many videos have you done so far?
Yeah, well, it all started back when I moved back from Colorado. My wife and I moved up there. We had our first child. I wanted to take her to one of the local urban legends in the Opelika area. So I brought her to Spring Village thinking that I was going to tell her all about the story and the urban legends there. And I barely knew any of it. So having already been an active TikTok user, mostly doom scrolling, I decided that this could be an opportunity for me to not only educate myself, but present something that other people might not be familiar with as well. So it kind of went downhill from there. So I wanted to see if there were other urban legends in Alabama, since it's not really known to be in the national spotlight for ghost stories. And people really took to it. So I started with a couple of videos to see where it would go. And now I'm 130 plus in now.
What has the response been so far?
It's been better than I expected. Being in the Bible Belt and just being in the South, sometimes you're not really sure how things will fly with other people in the state. And so there's been skeptics and there's been believers, and I think that's the beauty of it. But all in all, everybody can come and get a little piece of history that's tied to Alabama, and also maybe get a ghost story or two as well.
Yeah, there are some great stories here in Alabama. What are some of the more popular ones that you share?
One of the most, I would say there's a couple. Bear Creek Swamp in the Autaugaville area was very popular. The Lady in Black in the Prattville area was pretty popular. Sloss, as always, is probably one of the most popular in the state, as well as Dead Children's Playground in the Maple Hill Cemetery in Huntsville. There's a slew of very popular urban legends just across the state. Some that are regional, but I'm glad to be able to share them across the state now.
What's the goal or message that you want people to get when watching your videos, and why do you think this is important for the state of Alabama?
I think that sometimes Alabama history isn't always told as much as it could be, and a lot of these stories actually intertwine with a lot of important pieces of Alabama history. So being able to tell Black stories and indigenous stories, but also stories about the foundation of Alabama and what was going on then and why it matters. That's really the crux of it. And being able to present that kind of information where people can also go and be empowered and encouraged themselves to go look it up as well, I think this brings an added levity and layer to Alabama that's helpful for everybody, especially when talking about Alabama and what it has to offer. It's
always good to learn something new about your state. Where can folks find you in those videos?
Yeah, I mostly use TikTok, but I'm also on Facebook. It'll be Joshua Darren for both of them, just straight up Joshua, D-A-I-R-E-N. And I try to do at least one video a day. Sometimes I have to take a couple breaks, though.
I'm going to go follow you now. Joshua Darren, thank you so much for joining us here on Alabama Live. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And coming up next on Alabama